Hello, friends. Mike and Murphy here. I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. I have a awesome message that I don't think we hear enough in the church, and it's that the devil has been defeated. When Jesus laid down his life, and I know not everyone has been taught what the Lord showed me about spirit, soul, and body, and how Jesus fulfilled all the functions of the old law through his spirit, soul, and body. But Jesus, he wasn't beaten by the devil or man. He laid his life down. He said, "No man takes my life from me, and the devil doesn't take it either." And he laid his life down. And as he laid it there, he allowed it to be the offering for sin, his soul in the lowest pit. And then when he said it was time, when the Father was pleased, he went and he brought his soul back up into the heavenly tabernacle, and it was pleasing to God. And so now, you know, we say when Jesus resurrected, he triumphed, and that's true. But he is the resurrection. The resurrection is not just an event, it's a person. Remember whenever Lazarus was had died, Mary and Martha's brother, and the Jews believed that a spirit hovered over a body for 3 days before it left to go to the other dimension, and Jesus waited 4 days to go there, and they said, he said, "Do you believe, is Lazarus going to raise again?" And they said, "Yes, Lord, he will, at the last day." And he asked him, I think, twice, and then he said, "I am the resurrection." And he called him forth and rose from the dead. He said, "Roll the stone away." And there Lazarus was in his grave clothes after 4 days. Because Jesus is the resurrection. So you got to realize this, that he is the power that has already defeated the devil. So you need to know that. And if now that you're in him, you are given an inheritance, the same inheritance that God gave to his firstborn son. He's now adopted you, and he's giving, Jesus is sharing his firstborn inheritance with you, with all of us who believe. But it doesn't just happen by just happenstance. You have to actually activate it by faith. So you have to actually, do some praying and feel that unction and the Holy Spirit, what he's showing you, in your prayer time, coming up in your spirit from the Spirit of Christ. When he's speaking, he's revealing things to you. You have to then speak those and activate those by faith. And confess with your mouth what's being spoken, what God is speaking. You have to speak also. So it's very important. Otherwise, it would be dead faith. James would call that dead faith. If God would be giving you faith to speak, and faith is the victory that overcomes the world, and you would not be speaking it, and not be exercising it, then that would be dead faith. But living faith is when we hold fast the confession of our faith, like Hebrews says, firm unto the end, and not draw back. Don't say these other things that go against the promises of God for you, but keep that confession of faith that God gave you about what he's going to do and he is doing for you. So you needed to know tonight that the devil is already defeated. He's done. Okay? The only thing he can do now is lie to you. And the problem is that so many have been taught incorrectly. They don't understand that we're actually supposed to take every thought captive. And when we do that, then the mind of Christ can rise. And there's a big difference in the two, but it's something you have to actually experience on your own. It's something that it's an experience. It actually happens, and when it happens, you realize it, and you never forget what that's like. It's hard to teach because it's your own soul, your own thoughts. But the Holy Spirit is the teacher, and He can teach, and He can lead you into the truth of this. Um, but just remember, we've been taught in a way, or maybe the lack of being taught in a way that tells us go after all of our desires, all of our thoughts, everything that comes up in us or around us is we should follow in some way, and it's actually the exact opposite. And then whenever the Lord began to show me this, and He began to do some really uh, big things in my life to try to show me this, because I was so bent on everything I felt I thought was God, everything I thought was God, and finally came to some crazy things, and it wasn't God. And when I stopped, and I had to die to myself finally, like Jesus said, die. Paul said, "I die daily." Jesus said, "If you got to lay down your life and die for me and do my will." And at first, it was very hard. At first, it really was. It was very hard at first, but afterwards, the peace and the joy and the spirit that comes and the righteousness that you feel. I mean, it's really in you, and it's starting to come forth now. Just talking about it, it is such a beautiful thing. It's just so beautiful when you finally lay down that old man, the old man that was crucified with Christ, and you actually walk in the Spirit of Christ. It's there's I wouldn't trade it for billions of dollars. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I hope this was encouraging for you, and y'all have a great night. And we're still planning on getting the book out sometime soon in the next month or two. So please get ready for that. So have a good one.